Hi, I'm Jacob from Indiana Wesleyan University, and I feel like one of the big things that God has placed on my heart recently is the process of refilling, the process of just refreshing, and where I'm finding Christ, honestly. When I think of the ways that I refill, when I think of the ways that I refresh, I think that a lot of society and what society is telling us to do is those free moments, when we have nothing to do, when we're waiting on things, is to fill up and refresh on just scrolling through social media, to fill up and refresh on seeing what's going on in the world. And if a lot of you guys are following what's going on in the world, it's a lot of negativity. It's a lot of just stuff that gives me a lot of fear and a lot of anxiety. With that fear and anxiety, I feel like those things go a lot deeper when I'm focusing more on those things. In this process, I feel like a lot of my focus is really what is most important. Where am I putting my focus? Am I putting my focus on those little things of social media? Am I putting my focus on scrolling through Facebook or scrolling through the news and seeing everything that's going on? And I think this is problematic in a lot of different ways. When I first wake up in the morning, one of the things that I try my best to focus on is going straight to the Word. When I have those little free moments, I catch myself going and scrolling through social media, and when in reality, I should be scrolling through my Bible app. There's a lot of different things that really kind of hit me hard, and I'm just going to go straight into Ephesians 5:18. I'm going to explain this a little bit. It says, "Do not get drunk on wine, which leads to debauchery. Instead, be filled with the Spirit." Now, this specific verse is talking about wine, but replace wine with social media. Replace wine with news. Replace wine with whatever is kind of hitting at you, whatever is causing you fear, whatever is causing you anxiety, whatever is causing you not to focus on Christ. It says, do not get drunk on those things, but instead be filled with the Spirit. Now, what does that mean? That means focusing on Christ in those times where you have fear, in those times where you have anxiety. Focusing on filling yourself up with Christ so the things that pour out of you are Christ. One of the biggest things that we need to focus on is being a good representation of Christ to others. We can't be a good representation of Christ to others if we're not filling ourselves with Christ. One of the most important ways to fill yourself with Christ is to pray. One of the other most important ways to fill yourself with Christ is to be in His Word instead of scrolling through social media. Not that those things are bad, but what you fill yourself with will eventually come out. And what do you want people to see you overflowing with? Christ or things of this world?